Hello YouTubers, Tross here, and if you've been watching my channel since, let's say the beginning of the year, you'll know what game this is. What's that static? We're flying planes here, huh? Whoa, there was another one. What's going on? Whoa! What was that? Well, this, my friends, is Infinifactory. And I've copied off my save game. And I'm going to be doing a sort of let's play, or I won't have any of my previous saves or solutions to look at. But I'm going to be playing through this game. I've almost completed this game. Whoa. In my original save, I have over 100 hours in this game. And I'm gonna be playing through it again, as it is just recently been released.
Ni hao. Hola. Hello.
If you don't know what this game is, this is a construction logistics puzzle game that uses a building system like Minecraft's. If you don't know, this game is by Zachtronics Industries. Zachtronics Industries created the game Infiniminer, which inspired Minecraft. I'm going to do this differently this time and put a little path to walk. We have a jetpack here. I want to customize my keys because I don't really like their defaults. I put them more like Minecraft's. I did a look at this game back in January, end of January, when the early access version came out.
I'm in control.
So I'm just gonna play that,
This
but continue
is
on.
my dream. I can wake up at any time.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Hello?
I'd like to wake up now. Oh God! What was that? This isn't real. This is just a dream. I'm in control. Jesus! That must be a 30-foot drop. This is just a dream. Time to wake up.
So if you haven't caught on yet, there are input areas and there are output areas. And in most cases, in fact every case so far I've come across in the game, you need 10 of the output to complete the puzzle. And these are just the training areas, these aren't really the puzzles. You can hit R to start. You can see blocks are affected by gravity, unlike what usually happens in Minecraft. They'll come around, the conveyors will move them to the output, and they count. You can also, well, not anymore, but you can hold down F and it'll fast forward. It'll go like 3 or 4 times normal speed. Besides just putting down the blocks, you can just click one at a time to put them down one at a time, or right click to delete them. You can also drag out a bunch of blocks, and you can point out at an individual block and press Q and E to rotate it around. And I'll hit R, and then I'll hold F to fast forward. You can also press T to pause if you want to see what's going on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's the basics. If you want to see a bit more, take a look at my early look at this game. Oh, good. Stanley takes the door to the left because he dies if he takes the door to the right. And here we get the overblown intro of our alien overlords leaders. Very impressive music and signs that I cannot read. And here he is, our not so benevolent overlord. Yes. More fanfare and spinny lights. Hey, you guys asked me what language I knew before. I don't know that one. Not sure what you're saying. Okay, I'll just say okay. Whoa! Through a series of tubes. Is that the internet? Alright, here we got our food pellets. But that's not the point of the game. The point of the game are these puzzles. So here I am. I have the first set of puzzles available. And this is basically a little extension on the tutorials we just went through. Here is our first real puzzle. Let me quickly set my keys up. Forward, back. To send, I like to be shift. The block menu can be tab. There is a head block. Toggle block, I like to be alt. And the rest can stay as they are. And, well, here's our first real puzzle. Obviously that's not going to work. We're going to need to do something. Specifically, these types of block. This block needs to go over there. This one can just go straight. And this one needs to go over here. And we can make multiple solutions. And right now we only have the conveyor. And they have added an area select. That is something I mentioned in my look at the game. That was something they could use. And this is going to be your typical solution for this first puzzle. And come over here. You know, we can just drop down. And this should work if I lined everything up correctly, which it looks like I did. So they all count down separately. That's like on 7, and this one's already on 2 because obviously this one's much shorter. They'll keep collecting them afterwards. And here we got some numbers, graphs. New thing is block score, where previously, when the game first came out, only cycles and footprints. In the very last update before it was released, they added blocks. Now blocks, well, blocks count blocks. Currently, I can't do anything about that. But if I continue to the cell, and we go past training routine 2, I'll come back and show you the difference between what block score is. So conveyors are the most common tool used in construction factories and have one purpose: moving blocks with the least amount of effort. They are powered by deleted and should not be deleted under any circumstances. And I have to, right now I'm playing this in offline on Steam, otherwise it would actually show your friends' scores here along with yours. I'm doing that because if I'm online, Steam restores my save from the cloud. I have to see about turning off cloud storage the next time I record this, so I won't have that problem. I did copy a backup of the save directory, which happens to be inside of the My Games directory, inside of the My Documents directory of your computer, in case you want to do that too. Let's go on to training routine 2. Let me go back to Cell real quick. Something else that's new, that if you want to copy a solution to modify it, you can just click the copy button and click where you want to go, or I think maybe it just makes a new copy, and you can now work on this one without altering the original, which is something that changed from the original and is quite welcome. Oh, they changed this at some point. So, you have 2 blocks, and you have that thing, and now they're connected. Let's try to show you how to use these welders. And previously, it kind of just showed different ways of organizing these welders. Like, this shows them side by side. The previous also had them vertically, and it showed a use of the down welder, I think, as well. And people were kind of confused a bit as to how to use the welders. I believe most people eventually figured it out, but basically some people got stuck here for a bit until they figured out how to use that mechanic. I already know how to do this one, so actually all these early ones are pretty simple now. But we'll go back and optimize. So, what does this do? Having 2 welders, so that the space in front of both welders are touching, will allow the welders to create this welding beam. Now, any 2 blocks or subparts of big block structures that are touching the beam will become attached. For example, let me just hit run. So we got this color block over here and the darker color block, and you can see this block won't fall in the hole because it becomes welded to that one before it can fall. And hey, that's what we need to make. Also, you can see something with the physics of this game, that a block supported anywhere supports the whole thing it's connected to. And you see this is the typical solution. People can go crazy and make smaller solutions. But now we have all these blocks unlocked. I don't want to play again, I want to go back to myself. So I'm going to go back to training routine 1 quickly after we read these. Platforms are primarily used to support other tools and fill undesired spaces in your environment. However, like any inert block, they are also useful for inserting stalls and delays into your factory when used with conveyors. Welders use concentrated deleted energy to permanently attach adjacent blocks. Although 2 welders are required to create a welder beam, more than 2 may be used to create complex welding matrices. Both lateral and downward variants are available. So let's go back to this puzzle, the initial one. So I'm going to run this real quick, holding down F. Cycle score is 53. Footprint score and block score. Cycle score is basically just a count of how much time took. Conveyor belts move 1 block in 1 unit of time, and that's called a cycle. So it took me 53 units of time for this particular solution to complete. Footprint and block score are basically measurements of how big your solution is. Block score is literally a count of the blocks you used, except that these platform blocks don't count at all. Basically, they're big empty space, and they don't have any mechanisms like these conveyors or welders do, so they're not counted. So therefore, you can actually get a pretty low block score on this puzzle and many of the other early puzzles. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. Footprint score is a little more complex, and really this puzzle doesn't show it off, but the one we just completed would. Let me hit play again. If I start this and hit P, all the places with yellow count as footprint. Now, if we had welded two of these blocks together so that one was hanging off the side, that one would also drag out yellow because it took up space. So footprint is basically a vertical, like, overhead count of the spaces used up by your constructions or by the moving blocks. And in a lot of later puzzles, you'll have one conveyor with a bigger thing that hangs out off the side, sweeping up bigger footprint. So let me go for a low block solution, which it won't be the lowest possible for this puzzle. It will be pretty low though. So I am going to first, let's select a conveyor belt and then go all the way across to here, because these don't count for the block score. So basically the blocks will come out and back up here and get pushed by the other blocks. So you don't need conveyor belts here, and you can see right now I only have 2 block score. We need to get the rest of this done though. This one, that's really easy, and that doesn't take any block score to accomplish. This one here is a little trickier. You know what? I am doing this wrong, and I will show you now the use of the area select tool. So here I have selected that whole group, and if I point at the top here, I can move it this way, or out. I want to move it down though, so we'll move it down by 2, and then just by selecting a different block, it unselects that whole group. So I want to do that. I want this to come out a bit. I'm gonna put a block here and come this way and stop right here. And this should work with only 4 blocks. You can see block score 4 down in the corner there. Now, we're going to take a much longer cycle time because everything has to be pushed. But we have everything being collected now. And we're just about to complete this. 2, 1. And there we go. We took 85 cycles, but now we're at 4 blocks. And believe it or not, it is possible to do this puzzle in less than 4 blocks, but I don't have the tools right now that would you would need to do that. Similarly, let's go to training routine 2. I'm going to hit copy here. And first, let me show you off the footprint. So as you can see, we're now wiping out an extra footprint, so that grows. But this, we can also... now this is not going to be the lowest. There are ways to get even lower than what I am going to show off here. This will just get pretty low. We'll get rid of those. Like that. I'm gonna hit run here, and this is 8. I'm just gonna hold down fast forward here. there are ways to get less than 8 here. But I'm gonna go on now, and we're gonna finish the rest of these puzzles, and I think I'll call it a video. Want to keep, well, definitely the puzzles get harder later, and we're probably gonna wind up at some point at 1 puzzle per video, or maybe a puzzle or two will take more than 1 video. For now, I'm gonna get all these done and call it a video, and maybe the next video will cover all of the next group of puzzles as well. At some point, I do want to show off some of the more interesting solutions I've come up with in my normal game. But for now, I'm going to do all the puzzles live, and maybe that will be a special or something. Meanwhile, we have a new guy here.
God damn it! What do you want? Take me home! I never cared about aliens or spaceships. I hated those shows Gerard always wanted me to watch with him. What was that one? X Factor. No, it was something else. Whatever. I hated it. I wish I had a cigarette.
Okay, this is a low footprint, low block solution. As you see, this is only 4 blocks and 15 footprint. I'm not sure what the lowest on this is. If you are interested on the records, there's a Reddit for Infinifactory subreddit, and they contain collections of lowest cycle, lowest footprint, and lowest block score puzzles that anyone has found and submitted to Reddit. What the game does have, and I'll show you here quick, is if you press F10, you have a little solution recorder that will make an animated GIF and save it to your desktop. And basically what it does is for all the puzzles so far, we are producing 1 output at a time. Some of your more complex solutions may produce 2 or 3 outputs at a time, but whatever this is set to, once it gets the first output, or whatever this is, the nth output, the third in this case, it will then record for 3 outputs and make an animated GIF. So I can record here, it starts, fast forward, and then when it gets to the next one, that's when it stops. It's now saved that to my desktop, and I can go watch that. Something that I probably neglected in my earlier puzzles, which I just thought of, is input rate. I don't think it actually... So, you can change the input rate, and that controls how fast the blocks come out. Up until max, which they'll basically come out constantly. With all the ones that aren't max, if there are 2 outputs, that they'll always output in the correct ratio, where when it's on max, it will just output as quickly as it can, which may change the ratio, and your factory will need to deal with that. In this case, having it on 1 and having it on max won't make a difference, because the falling will hold the block up. But you can see there's already a block ready there, where on 1 it was still on its way. Now, this isn't the best solution. Like I said, it's just the smallest block count. What would be... I'm going to see if this is in a different real quick. And yeah, you can see we got a little faster because of that. But what would be even slightly faster is if all these blocks did not have to push each other, I think. Although this... yeah, it's just going to be a few cycles faster because we didn't have to wait the 5 pushes, basically. Let's continue to sell. I don't think I actually optimized this one. Let's go back to the fastest cycle rate, and I'm just going to put the up to max. You always want to put it up to max if you're going for fastest cycles. Yeah, there you go. It brought us down to 41. On to training routine 4. This puzzle stumps a lot of people, and I'll show you why. Let's just start it. Okay, we need to stack them. Hey, they're stacking up. Great. Let's get a welder, stick a welder there, stick a welder there. That will weld them together. And then we just need conveyor belts to go this way, and then this way. And while this looks correct, this is absolutely not a solution, because the first block hits, and yeah. Hey, and this is what happens when you output the wrong thing. It says, hey, look, there should be a block here, and this is what it should look like. Yeah, so the first block hits down and moves away before the second block can land on it to weld it. So, what... I'm not going to say this is the correct solution, but this is a correct solution. Instead of falling all the way to the bottom, just put a block here. Put your 2 welders here. First block will come out and sit there. This block will fall down on top of it and get welded. When the next block comes out here, it's going to push those 2 off, and they're going to then be welded and fall down and be output. So here we go. And now the next one comes. And great. That works. You can do even crazier things, and I have done. This is the simplest, easiest solution, and I think you can actually increase the rate a bit. You can even go faster than 2. Let's try 4. Okay, 4 didn't work. 3 will work. And I'm gonna go optimization crazy here, I think. Let's finish this, fast forward this, and see how well we do. 87 cycles. Block score is 9. We could really go low on the block score by removing 2 of these here and 3 there. We get a block score of 4, I think we can get. But I think we can do 4. But remember, we had the first block get pushed out. Well, what if we just leave a hole there? You don't have to output every block you get as input. I'm flying away there. So that's going to back up there. But as long as we're now outputting faster, it may... didn't quite save us. However, but it took 1 block longer only. So let's play again, and can we go up to 5 right now? And yes, we still only get 1 pushed out. This will be faster overall. We're down to 76 now. Let's play it again. Let's try 7. Okay, now we got 2. We can do 6. Great, we're down to 64. If we go 7, 7's we're getting 2 blocks pushed out, but we're probably not gonna win anything because it's gonna have to wait for 2 extra to come out. But if we go to 8, that may get us something, although 8 has a 3rd block come out. Oh, what happened there? Oh, everything is stacking up. And then... well, let's just deal with that. Put a little roof to catch everything. This now comes into what you call a solution that will eventually fail. As long as you get 10 out, though, before it fails, we're down to 58 cycles. Can we... 8 is going to be the max. Because max is not going to come out any faster. Now, theoretically, you could change this into an infinitely running solution by just extending that roof so when they do fall, they fall off the edge. And then there'll never be a problem. The problem is... 7 is probably... well... let's just check out 7 to see if it's any better. 7 won't have the... 7 doesn't have the overlapping problem, so you don't need the roof, and it actually turns out to be 1 cycle faster. Alright, let's... I'm just hitting play it again, so we can delete that and finish this off successfully. Getting a little longer than I wanted, but we only have 1 more puzzle to go. And you can see it does save our low number of blocks, even though we currently have 7. So that's nice. I'm not going to optimize this one. I'll leave that as exercise to the reader or viewer. It's like this dog got further than some of the people. This is one of the first complex welding ones. And I am going to do this solution, which is pretty basic, I would say. Alright, I'm hitting Alt here to get the vertical version instead of just picking it out. Many blocks have 2 versions, and Alt will flip between them. Alright, and we now just need to bring these over here, and I think I just need an extra little delay there because this is a much shorter trip than this. And let's run this to see how this goes. So we got these blocks, they get welded together and then pulled. And of course, I did that all wrong. Let's delete you. Get the area select, and you basically pick one corner and the opposite corner, and I need to move this back one. Like I said, well, actually, I think I had the timing okay. What will happen is if I want to speed this up, there we go. I'll need that extra delay. So here we go. Everything looks good. Typical solution. Let's speed it up slightly. Sure, 3. So we need this extra delay because this takes much longer to get over here. I'm gonna say maybe 5 will work. You see, these are stacking up. Alright, that's a problem. That first one. There we go. Needed an extra holder here, because now we got more. But I don't think we can go much quicker than that. But that's down to 58, and it's probably close to the fastest, although I'm sure people figured out faster ways. In fact, I know they have. We actually reduced our block score a bit. Let's continue to the cell. And let's just finish this off with our first performance review. Hey, it's you guys again. Yes? Oh, thank you. For me? Kangaroo Kickers 09. If you had fun, you won. Apparently we won, because I had lots of fun. And look at the food's getting everywhere. I will see you guys next time with some more Infinifactory. Thanks for watching. Leave likes and comments. Tell me if you want to see more of what I'm doing, or more just completed solutions, or more efficient solutions, or more footprint-oriented solutions, or more block-oriented solutions. I typically go for cycles, and then only once I have the cycles good do I look for maybe a block solution or a footprint solution. So tell me what you'd like to see me focus on, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.